Welcome to Scott's Garden. Today I just wanted to do a short video on lessons learned. This one, as you can see, I brought my tall boxes out here. I've got quite a few plants in there that are really growing tall. I've transplanted some of them into bigger pots, and but today I wanted to focus on about water. And so here I have some a tomato plant. It's doing fairly well, although I did have to cut off all the lower leaves because they wilted and died. And I'll talk about that. And then also right next to it you can see my pepper plant. So you got to make sure that you keep them watered, but not overwater. Now I'll show you what overwatering is. Those two plants there, they're a sad lot. So at first I thought I might have a fungus or some kind of disease, and then I discovered I was overwatering. So you have to watch what medium you use to plant in. The really fluffy stuff that I showed at the beginning that I used to plant the seedlings is really good. That dries out and will give a nice brown color. As you see, the pepper plant there, that's about the color you want to have when you're going to go water. And so what I tried to do is when I replanted these into bigger pots, I used a potting soil, but that potting soil I found out would absorb and keep too much water. So I tried to change out the potting soil to the fluffy stuff to get them back into shape, and it didn't work. It did work on the two plants to the left that are healthy, but these two were too far gone. So your plants need water, but if you have too much water, it will start to have root rot and not allow the roots to breathe, and will eventually just look like it needs more water by the wilting leaves, and it's really because it's too much water. So on this one, like I said, just to show you, when I pull that out, you'll see that it has very shallow roots. So this one, I found I was watering my pots too much from the top. They were staying too wet, and so that the roots never really had to go down and grow longer and get the moisture that they did. Now on the big one, the tomato plants, you can see that they had a very long root system in there. I've broken off some of it, pulling it out, but their problem was just too much water, too wet. You can see it's still damp after not watering it for a week and a half. So that's just the lesson learned that I have for you today, to remember to water but not too much. Also, I wanted to talk about the peat pots. Another thing is you need to get the peat pots really wet so that they'll fluff up, but they will retain a lot of moisture. So again, be careful on the peat pots. Best idea is probably to soak them, let them expand, and then let them dry out for 4 days or a week, and then come back in and plant your seeds and keep the top moist. If you don't, you'll end up having the same problem where this will stay really wet. If you would transplant this, this will absorb a lot of water and keep the roots wet. So just be careful on the peat pots. Well, have a good week.